nakadak na tayo dito sa Split, Croatia. So kung nasubaybayan mo yung itinerary ko, galing tayo ng Trieste, then Rijeka, then pumalag tayo doon sa Dubrovnik, Croatia, then Slovenia tayo, then Montenegro, then Greece. Sa Greece naman, tatlong city yung bisitahan natin, yung Corfu, Santorini, tsaka Mykonos. Pag galing doon sa Mykonos, meron tayong one day na rest, wala tayong activities, kaya naikot din natin yung barko at may mga interview tayo. So nakuna natin ng interview yung mga staff ng mga Pilipino, mga mababait naman, at pinagbigyan tayo ng chance na ma-interview. Kaya meron tayong mga videos na nakuha. So galing doon sa Mykonos, overnight, may sea day, walang activities. Then after that, nandito na tayo sa Split. Yung Split naman dito, ito sa Croatia. Balik tayo ng Croatia. At saka bukas, Trieste na tayo sa Italy. Last night na natin, mamaya. Pero mayroon pa tayong land tour dito, 7 hours yata land tour natin ngayon. So sana magustuhan nyo ito. Hindi tayo maka live kasi madilim. Kaninang umaga 7 o'clock na, 7 o'clock AM in the morning, pero madilim pa. Hindi pa masyado makita yung araw, pero makita na natin ang mga buildings dito. So yun lang. Tsaka sana magustuhan nyo ito dito sa Split. Maganda daw ito, part pa din sa Croatia. So alis tayo mamaya, meron tayong land excursion. Hintayin lang natin na clear itong barko. So yan, tingnan natin yung sa baba yun. Dock na yung barko, pero wala pang clearance na pwede magbaba yung mga pasahero. Napakaganda. Ganda din yung mga bato dito, mga puti yung mga bato na nilagay nila. Ayan lang muna. So dito na tayo sa Split, Croatia. Nakadock na yung barko pero wala lang clearance. Last city na lang umaga dito, pero makulimlim pa. Pero maaraw ngayon. Ganito talaga dito. Alas 6 kanina, hindi pa lumabas yung araw, kaya madilim, hindi tayo nakapag-live. Sana maka-live tayo mamayang gabi para makita nyo itong view ng Split, Croatia. Maganda siya. Nakuha natin ng video doon sa kabila. So i-edit ko na lang para makita nyo lahat yung mga view dito. Yan, napakaganda. Isa sa mga highlights dito sa Mediterranean ang bisitahin ng Split. So meron tayong 2 cities yata itong mamaya meron tayong land tour, makikita natin. Maganda, malinis yung dagat nila, daming mga cruise ships. Yan, may mga cruise ships at sa mga passenger ships dito. Mga inter-island siguro yun. Kasi yung Croatia pala is have more than 1,040 islands na 50 lang ang inhabited. So yung iba walang tao. So malaki ang Croatia, napakaganda din. So mababait yung mga tao dito. Yan. Oh yeah.
Your guide for today, and here on my left hand side is Angelo. He's our driver. He will enter here. I will give you a little bit of free time in the program. There is no free time, just sightseeing, just culture, just archaeology, just of course cathedrals. But today, to be honest, is Sunday, so I doubt we will visit the cathedrals in Šibenik and in Trogir. But of course, I will explain the whole cathedral palace because really this palace, the Diocletian's palace here in Split, it's unique in the whole world. Of course, all the city guides, they say that there are palaces, there, I don't know, fortresses. There is very simple to explain. It's the pure 38,000 people. After the Second World War, 40,000 people. Today, Split has around 170,000 people. So, Split exploded after the Second World War. And the reason is very simple. After the Second World War, we got huge factories here. In other words, the industrialization. That's the reason why Split exploded after the Second World War. We got a shipyard here for 15,000. You can see my village, so it's quite close here. But we had just one ship connection early in the morning, 6 o'clock. At 8 o'clock we were here in Split. And in the afternoon, I can remember the time, 2:15, and the same ship brought us back to the island. And that's it. That was the only connection we had this day or per day in those times, in those years. And of course, we had a connection by fine weather, a little bit of wind, nothing. There was no ship, there was nothing here, and we have to, okay, if the ship didn't come early in the morning to bring us to Split, okay, we just return back home. But if the weather changed when we're already here in Split, so we had to find where to spend the night and the whole next day until the next afternoon. So it was quite challenging. And of course the people, they have to stay here. Today we have to the island during the winter time 9 car ferries, during the summertime at least 15, and the catamarans and speedboats. And of course we had the connection to the towns here behind the mountains. In those days, perhaps one per day. Today they have one per, and we have always mostly in between 120 up to 150. Split is quite a nice and interesting place to visit, and it is, in fact. In fact, Split has an almost perfect position in the middle of Dalmatia. So, if you want to visit Dubrovnik from Split, then you stay in Split, no problem. 3.5 hours by bus or catamaran. Catamaran is even more beautiful. Then, if you want to visit Zadar, 2.5 hours. Šibenik, it's about 1.5 hours. Trogir, a little bit more than half an hour. Imotski Sea, less than 1 hour, and Brač and Hvarka, 2 islands, in between 1 and 2 hours. And next to them, you have also the Krka waterfalls, the Plitvice lakes, the blue and the red lake, the Golden Horn beach. So it's a good mixture of nature and culture. And you can reach Split by plane, by train, by all these cruise ship like you. Please take a look here on the right hand side. That's something, okay, it's not unique. Of course not unique, because it's an aqueduct built by the Roman Emperor Diocletian. So he needed water, okay, they had some everything else, but still they needed the water, the fresh water. Running water or tap water, and okay, they just tried to renovate, but they needed a huge reconstruction of these destroyed parts, and that's the reason why at the end we could in fact drive underneath the aqueduct. But this middle part is really the original. There was no need for reconstruction. It was just renovation. And for the second time, at the end of the 19th century, for the second time, we got the water from the ancient aqueduct. Okay. And Barcelona, of course, as I said, it was an Illyrian Greek Roman town. But then in the 5th century AD, it was for the first time destroyed by the Ostrogoths. In the 6th century, the Avars, and then in the 7th century, this barbarian, brutal tribe from behind the Carpathian Mountains came here in this area, destroyed the town of Salona for the 3rd time in 150 years, and of course these brutal tribe from behind the Carpathian Mountains, that's in fields of Castilla. That's in fact the only fertile area here around Split, in between Salona and Trogir. So the food was there, and of course also in front of Salona they had the port of Salona, so the money was also there. And we saw that here it's really a perfect place to live, and we settled down, and of course quite soon we found quite close to Salona our own town, the Croatian town of Solin. And it became very important because, to be honest, that's not our first independence of Dalmatia in Croatia up to the 13th century. And all of our kings were grounded in Solin and also buried in Solin. Okay, so that's the reason, of course, why Salona and then later Solin became very important towns. Salona as the capital of the Roman province, and Solin as the place where all of our kings were grounded. And again, on the left-hand side, of course, on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, you have just stones, and a little bit of bushes. But here on the left-hand side, you can see the rock, and on the top of the rock, it's the fortress. The fortress of Klis, or it's Klisa, Kleja. It's the key to Dalmatia. Who controlled this fortress controlled also Dalmatia, in front of the mountains and behind the mountains. But of course there is always an exception of the rule, and the exception was the 16th century when the Ottomans conquered the fortress of Klis. It was in March 2020, and it was quite strong with dead people. Okay, a lot of destruction, but the most important, there were some people died. And of course, then in December we had again an earthquake near Zagreb. That was Sisak and Petrinja, and again it was even stronger than in Zagreb, and there were really again people died, a lot of destruction and everything. So the whole Balkan Peninsula is on the Balkan tectonical plate, and we have quite often earthquakes. In Bosnia and Herzegovina also quite often earthquakes, because this Italian plate is pushing us up in the air. As I said, limestone